We've always embraced tiny homes, raised our kids in small, tiny bungalows. We love the idea of living small. We always said, when we retire or get to around that age, we'd love to have a little tiny home to travel around and to visit as many music festivals throughout the country.
Well, I've been bugging her for years about tiny homes and looking at all these shows, just driving her crazy. We just want to sell our house and just getting rid of things, and it just feels so enlightening just to unload everything, and just because it's all about experiences, not about the stuff.
We went out to Napa Valley and rented an escape camper van and went to a music festival up there, and it was nothing, like we had to make up the bed, the kitchen was out the back, it worked, we loved it. In Ontario, we reached out to a couple that live in their van, and it's Madison and Rayner, and they are from Ray Outfitted. We spent like 4 hours with them in their van, and as soon as I sat in that van, it was like, this is it. Now his background is mechanical, so we hired him to help us do all our electrical, all our solar, plumbing. And what I like about his business motto is he wants you involved if you want to be involved, you know. So Jamie spent every weekend, we pretty much anything that was done on the van, we were there, you know. So being involved, it really has given us the knowledge and the power.
And so that's why we wanted to be there for every part of the build.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
And whether it meant staying in a shop for 3 days while the cabinetry was done, sleeping in dust, you know, or on their property while they put the solar on, and you know, that's just what we wanted to do. Hi there, I'm Jamie.
And I'm Lisa.
And this is Gertie, our van. This here is a 2017 Mercedes Sprinter van, 2500, 170 wheelbase. It's a 6-cylinder, 3-liter with a turbo diesel in it. We put foot rails on driver's side and passenger side because my wife's only 5 feet tall and she needed some help getting into the van. The reason why we put the heavy-duty handrail so she can get up inside. On the roof we have a tiltable solar rack which was fabricated and welded together. It has 3 200-watt panels on it, so we have a total of 600 watts in power, and it's a big bonus when the sun's going down at the end of the day because you need to pick up as much solar as possible. We decided to get rid of the factory tires and put BF Goodrich all-terrain KO2s because we can run those all year long in the summer and in winter, and it really helps because I don't want to be taking tires on and off of rims. It's just not worth it. It's a very good investment, that's for sure. We only have one window in our van because we wanted to try and stay as stealth as possible. So, and this is a great window because it also acts as a ventilation because we have 2 max air fans on the roof, and it does help pull air through the van, and we have noticed that even being in the desert here, we're not hot in the van at all. Okay, so on the left side of the van here under the garage, as we call it, we have our battery bank. We have 3 100 amp lithium batteries from Battleborn. We have a Victron 3000 watt inverter, and we also have the ability to have shore power. And we also have an ACR, alternating current relay, which allows us to charge the batteries while we're driving. So we have 3 different methods of charging up the batteries. And we've had no problem running our van with what we have in it, electrical wise. So we're happy with it. We have our mountain bikes in here, some tools in here, small toolkit. We have leveling blocks, chains for the snow in the mountains, DEF, windshield wash, antifreeze, just a little bit of everything. A ladder, an extendable ladder that we can use to get up and open up the solar rack. We decided not to go with a fixed ladder. Maybe in the future we'll change our mind, but right now that's what we've got. We have a 90-liter water tank with a simple marine pump, which we find lasts us 3 to 4 days, which is plenty. And we have a diesel S-bar heater, a D2, and it has a high altitude kit on it. So we were up in the mountains in Banff camping at 5,000 feet of elevation, and the van was toasty warm, 20 degrees inside the whole time. We built a platform bed because we didn't want to be making up a bed at the end of every day. We just figured it's easy for us when you're in the hashtag over 55 van life that a platform bed was much easier for us to do. So yeah, and we basically just put up a screen here. We did it for the winter to keep the heat in if we never needed to access the garage. And yeah, it's a little bit of privacy too, which kind of helps.
Welcome to the inside of our home. The layout we chose works very well for us. A lot of processing and seeing other people's builds and kind of taking from it what would work best for us. We love the space, it works well for us, it's very homey for us, it's perfect. So we made a connection with Andy from Happy Camper Kits. He's located in Dundas, Ontario. That's his logo there. And he does his cabinetry with a CNC machine. So by the time he, cuts it out, puts it all together, he's barely got any waste of the wood, So I highly recommend him. His work is impeccable. He listens to you as to what you want. Once I show you the inside of the things he's done for us, you'll understand why he's, highly recommended. We didn't want to be bending down to go into our fridge freezer. So Madison from Ray Outfitted kind of gave us this idea to maybe raise it a bit. So Andy designed this box which holds our fridge freezer. The fridge freezer also becomes a bench for us, so hence making this cushion. So when you open up the bottom drawer, we can pull it out. I can step on it as a step up to my bench, and it's also a little footrest for us. But also in here is storage. But it also becomes a storage for Jamie's, mostly his beers. So this fridge is, it's fantastic. It's a Canadian brand, so it's got two compartments. It could either be all freezer, all fridge, but we've got one section that's the freezer, one section that's the fridge. The ventilation for the fridge freezer is actually at the side. So when Andy designed the cabinet, he created this additional piece. It becomes a little storage for our slippers and sandals and stuff we put under there, but it's also cut out in the side here to allow the ventilation for the fridge freezer. One of the things we actually love about his design, it's all dovetailed as well. No nails, and it cuts down on any screeching of the wood rubbing together. And one thing he likes to work with is the soft close drawer slides. And then we put the marine latches on, so when we're driving, cupboards don't open. So in here, we've got, our paper products, some cereal, towels. The bottom I've got sort of like our flour and rice and potatoes, onions, things in there. And the other bigger drawers, we kind of, using little IKEA things to kind of keep our storage. We've got our induction cooktop and then all our utensils. And then down here, we've got all our vitamins, little toiletries, things like that. And then the bottom drawer has got all our pots, pans, a few extra dishcloths, things like that. We decided not to do cabinets up there because we figured we had enough storage here for everything we wanted to bring. And we've decided, to have two cubbies, one for Jamie, one for myself, for where we have our clothes. And with the amount of storage space we have in the garage, if there's anything extra we needed, we would just put it in there. So when we were designing our electrical needs, we had let Rainer know that We wanted to be able to use an induction cooktop. We wanted to be able to use our Instant Pot. And the other big draw for us is an oven. We love to bake bread fresh a couple times a week. And so we bought a Breville oven, and it's stored under here. And so when we want to use it, we pull it out again like the induction, put it here or here. And the amount of solar battery bank that we have allows us to bake our bread, put in, whether we're gonna chicken fingers and fries, that sort of stuff. The oven allows us to do that, and we have enough power. Point out, when Andy designed the cabinetry, he knew weight could be an issue. So his designs, all the outer supports of the cabinets have these honeycomb cutouts, so it lightens the weight of the cabinetry. So also, under this storage, we also have another box, storage box, and that's where we have all our dry goods, and spices and our teas. And I'm not sure if, maybe a lot of you are familiar with the Berkey water filter. We use this in our home, and we wanted to bring it with us in our van. So Andy created this Berkey water filter holder for us. Not only does it work for that, but this here is my step up to get to bed. There's another cupboard here. This is where we store our induction cooktop as well. This was also actually one of the first things we bought when we bought our van. Jamie grew up in England, and this was the kind of sink he grew up with, and we found it in IKEA. And it actually, we thought maybe it would be a bit too big, but it's actually working out very well for us. One of the things that our cabinet maker did for us, we have the swivel seat here, and within the cabinet, he made us this extra counter space. So it works, for cooking. It gives us extra counter space for prepping, but then it also allows us, if we're sitting here and we need to work on our laptop or just taking a movie, we can sit on our swivel seat and have this extra space here to put the laptop on. So our toilet, we've got the space here for a composting toilet eventually, but right now, we're surviving with the bucket, and it has a slide out, so once we get the toilet in there, we'll be able to pull it out and utilize it. I realized that there was extra space above the toilet, and I asked Andy, I said, every girl's dream is to have their own little makeup drawer. So hence this little drawer up here. So I've got all my little makeup and creams and everything in there as well. So this is what I do with my mirror. It's a little IKEA mirror I bought. I put it here, and then I'm able to, utilize it. The mattress is just a little shy of a queen size mattress. When we had it designed with this foam company, what they'll do for you is, we had mentioned some mornings you wake up with shoulder pain. So they made the mattress a little softer, closer to your shoulders, and then a little sturdier by your legs. So the name of the company in Toronto area is called Foamite, and they've fabulous. So storage for our clothes, like I said, Jamie has his little compartments here, and mine is at the back. We each have 2 boxes. We also have a few cubes here, one for the socks, one for the underwear. And we've actually brought a little bit too much clothes, but first time out, we learn, but the whole area works for us. We found a sense of peace embracing the lifestyle.
The one thing we're really passionate about is just going out and experiencing things, like just being in the moment, visiting places, meeting people.
A smile goes a long way and encourages conversation. That I just love conversing with people and learning about them. That's what it's all about, it's getting to know people.
If you're not living on the edge, you're taking up space. So just go out and seize the moment and enjoy life, because you're here for a good time, not a long time. Oh, I thought you were going to start.
No, you started. Yeah, so just
Hi.
talk.
We have our mountain bikes in here. that we haven't used yet, but we will at some point.
We brought way too many spoons and forks, by the way. One thing I would say you're passionate about is beer.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it's a hobby. It's not a problem.
Amen, brother.
You forgot about that, didn't you?
I actually did, yeah.
I'll have to get a